Okay, we'll continue. So why eating more fruits and veggies matter? They are major contributors of a lot of different vitamins and minerals that are underconsumed in the US, which is amazing because I don't think a lot of people think about malnutrition in the United States, but there are some vitamins and minerals that we struggle with getting enough of each day, like vitamins A, C, and K, potassium, fiber, and magnesium. A mineral-rich diet can help lower blood pressure and keep electrolytes in proper balance. So, eating more fruits and vegetables are associated with reduced risk of many chronic diseases such as obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease. And this has a lot to do with the antioxidants within the fruits and vegetables, as well as all the different vitamins and minerals, but also because when you tend to eat more fruits and vegetables, you replace higher calorie snack items with fruits and vegetables, so you're not gaining excess weight and you're getting a lot more bang for your buck when you eat more fruits and vegetables. They're relatively low in calories, which again can replace your high calorie foods that aid in weight gain. Okay. So fruits and vegetables are good sources of phytochemicals. Phytochemicals are naturally present in plant foods and help our body fight against cancer-causing agents. So they're basically super antioxidants that are found in our foods, in our fruits and vegetables. They're also great sources of soluble fiber, and soluble fiber has been proven to reduce blood cholesterol levels. So the more you can get of that, it helps with your cholesterol, your blood cholesterol levels. These are some of your top antioxidant foods. This is per serving, so you've got beans, you've got your berries, your blueberries, blackberries, strawberries and cherries, artichokes, prunes and plums, walnuts, apples, and spices, which spices is an interesting one because I don't know if a lot of people think of spices as items that contain quite a bit of antioxidants in them, but if you add cinnamon, you add cloves, oregano, things like that into your yogurts or different food items, that's giving you some extra antioxidants right there. I believe Dana will put this up on the website, this PowerPoint presentation. So I'll ask her too if she wasn't planning on it. I'll ask her to put it up on the website so you guys can find it later. So you're not trying to take notes. No worries at all. But feel free to take notes as you'd like. Okay, so lycopene. Lycopene is a particularly important antioxidant that we're learning more and more about. We've found that it could play a powerful part in reducing the risk of heart attack. So lycopene, reducing the risk of heart attack, excuse me, not contributing towards it. But lycopene gives certain foods a red color. So you'll find this in your tomato products, watermelon, strawberries, and pink grapefruit. How many of you guys have heard about that lately? I feel like it's been a little bit not in the news, but kind of on the internet about lycopene and things like that. Okay. Pretty interesting. Okay, so how much do we need? Generally, we hear that to try to aim for at least 5 servings a day, which is a great goal if you're not hitting that. So if you're getting maybe 1 fruit a day, no veggies, or 1 of each a day, try to shoot for 5 combined totals. So that's maybe 2 fruit, 3 vegetables, vice versa a day, and then move up from there. But ideally, it's been recommended to try to have 9 servings combined of fruits and vegetables per day. Now that seems like a lot. And it is a lot for the American usual diet. So if you're not hitting even 5, shoot for 5 now, and then slowly try to get towards 9 per day. Only 40% of Americans meet that 5-a-day guideline, and fewer than 10% meet the newer 2005 dietary guideline of 9 servings combined per day. And this is all based off of a 2,000 calorie diet, so you could get more if you're needing more calories than that, or maybe just a little bit less if you're eating less calories than that. Okay, so some possible barriers. Why is it so hard to get fruits and vegetables into our diet? It seems like this never-ending, oh, you need more fruits and vegetables, you need more fruits and vegetables, but we just never seem to really get there. I mean, like we said in the previous slide, only 40% of Americans meet the 5-a-day guideline, and only 10% meet the 9 servings combined per day. So why is it so hard? There is a perception that fruits and vegetables are expensive, and depending on how you prioritize your grocery shopping list and your budget, things like that, yeah, it can be a little bit more pricier, but you have to make some sacrifices on your grocery list. Like we said in previous slides, maybe choose more fruits and vegetables over your high-calorie quick snack items, chips, cookies, things like that. And you kind of have to be a little bit more smart in your seasonal shopping. Buy in bulk. So if you can go to Sam's Club, or if there's a good sale going on, buy a bunch of it, and you can, chop it, freeze it, save it for later, and add it into things as well. There's some tricks that you can do to get around the expensive fruits and vegetables. Preparation time. It takes a little bit more thought into including more fruits and vegetables into your diet. It's a lot easier to grab maybe prepackaged goods versus grabbing some vegetables or some fruit. It might take you a couple minutes more to chop up some vegetables or some fruit to take with you throughout the day. Unfamiliarity, that's kind of a hard word to say. There's some vegetables out there, some fruit out there that I even haven't even tried in the grocery store. I go in there and I'm like, what is this? How do I go about cooking this? What part of this vegetable do I eat? Good questions like that. So there's some things out there that you're not familiar with, you didn't grow up eating, so it's kind of a scary thing to think, oh, how do I cook with that? But we have the internet these days, which is great because you can Google it. You can figure out, okay, you can find recipes on pretty much anything and everything to find some good ways to cook different things. And then old habits as well. If you didn't grow up with something, it's hard to kind of make those changes to include more fruits and vegetables into your diet. So how many of you guys have heard of MyPlate? Okay. So how many of you guys heard of MyPyramid? Okay, so MyPyramid was the old, and MyPlate has now replaced MyPyramid. MyPlate just demonstrates more of what your plate should look like. It's easier to understand and easier to look at and think, oh, okay, that's what my plate should be looking like every day, and that's what I should try to aim for. So right now, they recommend that you fill your plate halfway full with fruits and vegetables. And we're not talking, your ginormous plates where you're going to just stockpile everything onto it. It can be a smaller plate, half of it fruits and vegetables, and the other half be your grains and your protein. The Dietary Guidelines for Americans in 2010 recommended this, as well as they've updated the recommendations for less sodium, less added sugar, and less solid fats, and to fill your plate halfway with fruits and vegetables. So here's a demonstration of that again. Half your plate, fruits and veggies. And it's recommended to pick a variety of vegetables from each vegetable subgroup. Have fun with this. If there's things that you've never tried in the grocery store, maybe pick one a week and go home and Google, okay, what do I do with this? And figure out a good recipe for it, or explore some fruits and vegetables out there that you've never tried before. Choose some that are red and orange. Choose some that are dark green. Choose different beans and peas that you'd like to try. You've got your starchy items as well. That's your corn and potatoes, things like that. And then there's a other group as well, which we'll talk a little bit about. Okay, so did you know that the vegetable subgroup of beans and peas, or as they like to call it as well, legumes, includes all your cooked beans and peas, such as your kidney beans, lentils, chickpeas, and pinto beans. So those are all part of the vegetable subgroup, beans and peas, which this used to be, beans and peas I think used to be in the protein group of MyPyramid. So of course we know that beans and all that stuff has good amount of protein in it, but they're also including it into the vegetable subgroup, beans, peas, and legumes, because of its antioxidants and all that good stuff in it. It's similar to vegetables. The beans and peas subgroup does not include your green peas and green beans, which is a little bit trickier. And this doesn't really matter. I mean, to be honest, just choose, your fruits and vegetables throughout the day. It doesn't matter if they're starchy or, whatever. They've still got good stuff in them. But your green beans belong to the other subgroup, and your green peas belong to more of the starchy group. Okay, so let's look at this YouTube video real fast. This will give us some tips. I like this video.
Children, like adults, need to get their nutrients from whole foods rather than from too many processed foods. Fresh fruit and vegetables are great for this. Many fruits are naturally sweet, as nature intended, and as whole foods, they are packed with essential nutrients and fibre. They're great sources of many vitamins, minerals and antioxidants, all of which are essential for promoting good health for all ages. They're also low in fat and low in calories, so they're a fantastic snack for kids. We are all aware now of the levels of overweight and obesity, and these are certainly increasing among children. This may be partly due to the fact that children are replacing fruit and vegetables with high-calorie snacks like cakes, biscuits and pastries. These are high in fat, salt and sugar. According to the World Health Organization, we should all be trying to eat at least 5 portions of fruit and vegetables a day to prevent chronic diseases such as heart disease, obesity, diabetes, and to make sure that all kids are getting all valuable nutrients they need. The real challenge, of course, is how do we get kids to eat more? One of the best ways is to encourage fruit and veg intake at as early an age as possible, offering toddlers and preschool children a variety of different fruits and vegetables. That's a great way to establish good, strong eating habits from an early age. Our likes and dislikes of foods are formed in the first few years of life, so children who eat a variety of fruit and vegetables are more likely to continue to eat them as teenagers and then as adults. School age is another great time to get children interested in healthy eating. Kids learn quickly as they age and are influenced a lot by family and friends, even older cousins. The best way to encourage kids to eat their fruit and veg is to set a good example and act as a good role model yourself. Make it easy for them to choose fruit and vegetables as a snack by having them handy and ready to eat, be it chopped in the fridge already or having it in a fruit bowl where they can reach it. Fruit isn't usually the biggest problem though, as it's naturally sweet, and so it's not as big a challenge as getting kids to eat vegetables. But just because they refuse it the first attempt doesn't mean that you shouldn't keep persisting, because their taste buds will change over time. Creative ways to get kids to eat more vegetables include hiding them in other foods. For example, you can chop them up and mix them or blend them in with the pasta sauce into lasagna, soups, stews, cottage pie, spaghetti bolognese, whatever. But also use it as a topping maybe for something they do like a pizza. Set fixed times for fruit in the day. This is a good way of including fruit in a child's routine and getting them used to it. So for example, it could be that at 4 o'clock every day when they come in from school, to fill the gap until dinner time, you offer them something like some watermelon or strawberries. Most importantly though, make it fun for kids to eat fruit and vegetables.
Whoops. Okay, so I know that talked a lot about tips on how to get kids to eat fruits and vegetables, but I feel like it's kind of, we can definitely relate to that as adults as well. If we can hide it into different foods, we can, buy, more fruits or more vegetables, put it into your lasagna, put it into your spaghetti, things like that. Set specific times for when you're going to have a fruit for a snack or some vegetables for a snack. Just to take that extra time to plan it out will help you achieve getting more fruits and vegetables into your diet. Okay, so here's some tips. Make a list of dinner meals that your family enjoys. Make a grocery list before you go to the grocery store of the dinners that you plan on making throughout the week. And then buy the groceries according to those dinners and, lunches and breakfasts, and then try, as you're going through it, think, okay, what can I add to this dinner? What fruit and vegetables can I add to it? Can I throw it into the casserole? Can I throw it into the crock pot? What can I add to this? Or does it need to be on the side, like a salad? Different things like that. Take that extra time to think, okay, what vegetable or fruit can I add to this dinner? This will help increase your flavor in your meals, as well as lower the cost throughout the week for getting more fruits and vegetables. So we talked a little bit about seasonal shopping. Right now it's springtime. How many of you guys have seen asparagus and strawberries a lot in the stores? It's been on good sale, right? Good prices going on. So this is a time to buy. You've got asparagus, different types of lettuces, new potatoes, peas, radishes, rhubarb, spinach, and strawberries. This is a good time to buy those items because they're probably the lowest price that you'll see throughout the year. And as we go on to summer, you'll see these items start popping up that are cheaper, less expensive, more flavorful because they're more ripe and in season, and fall and winter as well. Again, we'll put this up on the website. And these are things that you can Google as well, seasonal shopping, seasonal produce shopping as well, and you'll get a good list of what items are in season currently. Okay, tip number 2, just purchase more vegetables. These items can be either canned, frozen, or fresh. They all have great nutrients. The thing that you need to look out for, though, especially pretty much just with canned, is they like to throw in extra salt. And salt is important in canned goods because it helps balance out the pH in it as well and make it so you don't get botulism in the cans and with the acids and stuff as well. But you'll want to look for canned goods that have reduced sodium, low sodium, or no added salt written on the front of the can. And I think they pretty much have those options for every canned good out there now, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. Okay, tip number 3, when you get back from grocery shopping, how many of us just grab our food and put it in the fridge and then we forget about it later on in the week? You're like, oh, that's right, I forgot I bought celery. I should have chopped that up, or should have been taking that for snacks throughout the week. That's what I do all the time. That's one of my, I buy celery all the time and then I put it in my fridge and I forget about it. And then it's, gone bad or, whatever. But when I do remember, I try to get home from the grocery store, take the time to wash it, clean it, chop them, and put them in separate little snack bags to take throughout the week. And that helps so much to be able to just grab those, because I know we're all busy, we all work, we're either in school, working, or both. So it's hard to take that time in the morning to do these things. So if you can prepare these things the night before or when you get back from the grocery store, that will help tremendously. Okay, so produce shelf life. Some of the longer the vegetables that last longer in your fridge are carrots, radishes, and celery, which I think we're probably familiar with that. We're very familiar with the ones that go bad quickly in our fridge, such as lettuce, cauliflower, cucumbers, peppers, broccoli, asparagus, and corn. So the short shelf life ones, just try to remember to keep that in your mind. Okay, if I just bought this, I need to consume these within the next few days, because by the end of the week, these are going to be bad and are going to need to be thrown out. So it's just something to keep in mind, because it's easy to forget and easy to check in there, towards the end of the week and think, oh man, I meant to eat these, but now they're bad. Okay, tip number 4, eating a salad. How many of you guys eat salads throughout the week? Yeah, okay. Sometimes. Eating a salad takes prep work, right? You've got to chop up your lettuce, or if you buy the prepackaged, you just got to put that together, chop up other vegetables to put on it. It takes a little bit of assembly to do. But man, if you're eating a salad a couple times a week at least, you're packing in a lot of vegetables right there, and that's awesome. You can get them all. You can get pretty much all your vegetables in one day if you eat a nice big salad. Yeah.
And tomatoes are really easy to add to a salad.
Oh yeah.
So lettuce, cucumbers, tomatoes, it's really fast. I usually don't have time to do a bunch of other things, but those are quick.
Buying those tiny little tomatoes, is that what you're talking about?
No, just a normal tomato.
Okay, chopping up.
And there's just the 2 of us, so a half a tomato, half a cucumber, bed of lettuce. It's a nice side salad.
Oh, that's fantastic. So the comment was that she adds tomatoes and cucumbers to her leafy green salad, and she's found that to be a really nice, quick, and easy way to get more vegetables into her diet. That's fantastic. I agree. That's wonderful. So we're going to watch a YouTube video on how to pack the most punch for your salads. I hope this one's the right one.
Salads can be the most healthy way to lunch. It can also be the most high fat and high calorie. It's all how you make it. So to start with making a healthy salad, we're going to start with our dark green lettuce, full of spinach, full of fiber. We want to fill our salad with lots of fresh vegetables, like cucumber, some tomatoes. By topping our salad with lots of fresh vegetables, we're helping to fill us up, but not add a lot of calories. Shredded carrots, broccoli, all great ways to fill up your salad, bulk up on fiber and antioxidants. But we want to make sure we're limiting some of the high-fat, high-calorie toppings, such as croutons, cheese, bacon bits. So for our protein today, we're going to add some beans. If they have fresh fruit, you can also top your salad with some fresh fruit. And we'll get some added protein by adding some turkey, a little bit of egg, and just a dab of our shredded cheese. And last but not least, remember not to overdo the dressings. Dressing can really make a difference on your salad. So choosing a low-fat or a fat-free dressing can save yourself some calories. Or if you're going to choose a full-fat dressing, maybe dip it on the side using your fork. And remember that healthy salads are a great way to incorporate more fresh fruits and vegetables into your day.
Okay, so that's a key item right there. Choosing the salad dressing, right? You can go out of your way to make this wonderful healthy salad and then dump a whole bunch of dressing on it and you get a ton of calories and fat calories from right there. There's a lot of, it's interesting because when you go out to dinner, you go out to a restaurant and you get a salad, sometimes the salad can have more calories in it than other food items or, meals that you can get from a restaurant. Granted, you are getting more vitamins and minerals from the salad, but it depends on the dressing. If you're dumping a whole bunch of full, regular dressing on it, or if you're getting a lighter dressing, different things like that. So keep that in mind. You can try vinaigrettes, different things like that, just to keep in mind. Okay, tip number 5. On sandwiches or hamburgers, you could add a thick slice of tomato, lettuce, avocado, cucumber, squash, or some bell peppers. Just be creative. Have some fun with items like that. Same with pizza, whether it's store-bought, ordered in, or you make it at home. That's so easy to just chop up some more vegetables, throw it on there, reheat it, or just heat it up, or even just let it be fresh vegetables on top. That's an easy way to add more vegetables to your meals right there. Okay. Tip number 6, if it's takeout that night or dinner at a restaurant, ask for a side salad or a side of vegetables instead of your typical fried side dish or your loaded baked potato. Choose, green options to get some more veggies in if you'd like. I mean, sometimes you want to go out and you want to enjoy a meal too, and that's okay. That's definitely okay. But for the sake of this lecture, we're talking about how to include more fruits and vegetables. So that's another way that you can include some more vegetables into your diet. Okay, number 7, discover fast ways to cook. You could cook fresh or frozen vegetables in the microwave for a quick and easy dish to add to any meal. How many of you guys have like a microwave steamer? Oh, aren't they great? Those are fantastic. I do that. I use that all the time for broccoli specifically. And that helps us get some more vegetables in. So you can steam broccoli, green beans, carrots, or asparagus in a bowl with a small amount of water in the microwave for a quick side dish. So I don't even think you need a specific steamer from the store. You could probably just put it on top of a plate, like in a bowl or something, to let it steam. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about blanching. First, I want to hear, do any of you guys blanch and freeze food items right now? Have you guys ever done that? Peaches? Yeah. Canning some peaches? Okay, so we're going to learn a little bit how to blanch our vegetables.
Hi, I'm Megan Francis from thekitchenhour.com. I love my freezer. On a busy night, it's great to be able to pull out a meal, or maybe just a bag of frozen veggies, and have something to get on the table to have a real meal with my family without taking a lot of time. Today I'm going to show you how to blanch and flash freeze vegetables at home to lock in ultimate flavor and freshness. Let's get started. misconceptions about frozen prepared meals is that the way that they're cooked is way different from the way that we cook and prepare foods at home. But actually, that's just not true. A lot of the steps are very similar. And in fact, if you follow some of the steps that a brand like Healthy Choice uses when they create their frozen prepared meals, you can lock in flavor and freshness in your own foods at home. So here I have some green beans that I've already cleaned and snapped the ends off. I've got my boiling water that's ready to go, and I've also got this bowl full of ice water ready. I would recommend having that ready before you get started because you only have a few minutes to blanch, and you definitely don't want to leave your vegetables in the boiling water for too long. So just kind of gently drop the veggies in the water. You don't want to overcrowd it. I don't have too many here, so I think I'm okay. Okay, so now that we've been boiling for 3 minutes, I'm going to shut off the heat. I'm going to use my tongs to take the green beans out of the water and put them right into that bowl of ice water. Stop the cooking process quickly. So the next important step is preventing freezer burn. There's a couple of ways you can do this. One way is just to move the vegetables into the fridge for a little while and let them cool down before you put them in the freezer. But the better way is to try to mimic the flash freezing process that happens in a professional kitchen. Spread out the green beans, or whatever vegetable you're making, on a cookie sheet in one layer. It's okay if they touch a little bit, but it's best to have them separate if you can. Once you've got your vegetables all lined up on the cookie sheet, you can just go ahead and put it into the freezer for a few hours. Okay, so after your veggies have been in the freezer for a few hours, you can take them out and put them into an airtight container. I like to use gallon-sized freezer bags. Just make sure they're marked freezer bags and not storage bags, because freezer bags are the ones that really keep the air out and are also thick enough to help prevent freezer burn. And I like to label it with the date that I froze it so that I know later when I need to use it up by. So there you have it, 3 easy steps to freezing food at home the same way they would in a professional kitchen. For more videos, check out thekitchenhour.com.
Okay, so I have a confession, and I feel so silly about it. But me and my husband, we bought a house last December, and it had this beautiful garden area. So we decided, oh man, we're going to plant a whole bunch of vegetables. So we did, and it was fantastic. We got a huge turnout. And so much of a turnout that we didn't know what to do. And I was like, oh, let's just chop and clean, and then we'll freeze some vegetables into, these nice meal packets. I was like, oh, that's perfect. We'll have onions and squash and all sorts of different stuff in one package that we can just dump out, saute with chicken, and we're good to go. So I did that. I made probably about 15 bags or so of these, instant vegetable meals. And I knew this. I knew about blanching. I probably learned this at the beginning of my undergraduate work, that you need to blanch before you freeze. I didn't do that with these vegetables, and the enzymatic action that happens in it turns the vegetables into mush, pretty much. I mean, it's still frozen in the bag, but once you cook it, reheat those items, the vegetables are mush if you don't blanch it before you freeze them. So blanching, taking the time to blanch those vegetables is important, because now we have those food items. They don't taste very good, and they have hardly any flavor in them, and they're pretty mushy, gross when we've reheated them. So we kind of wasted all those vegetables, but you live and learn. So this year when we grow our garden, we're going to do that. We're going to take the time to blanch. It does take a little bit more time out of your day to do things like that, but if you have opportunity to grow a garden, or buying in bulk those vegetables when they're in season, you can take them home and do things like that to freeze them for later on. And they keep so well if you do this. And this is pretty much what they do when you go to the store and you buy those frozen package of vegetables. This is what they do. This is the process that they use to do so. Okay, so here's a list of commonly frozen veggies and about how long you should blanch each one. Again, it's not fully cooking the vegetables. It's just a short cooking time to and then you freeze them to stop that enzymatic action. So asparagus is about 2 to 4 minutes, depending on how thick they are. They're usually pretty thin when you buy them from the grocery store, so probably about 2 to 4 minutes for that. Green beans, 3 minutes. Broccoli, when it's cut up, 2 minutes. Brussels sprouts, 3 to 5 minutes. Cauliflower, cut up, 3 minutes. Peas, when they're in the shell, for 1 to 1.5 minutes. So that one's a really short one. and then spinach 30 to 60 seconds. So spinach, you just pretty much drop it in. 30 seconds later, pull it out and freeze and put it in the ice water to freeze it. So blanching is a great way to keep those vegetables good in your freezer for a longer time. And yeah, go ahead. Is there any vegetable that you can't blanch? I've never tried blanching tomatoes. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I don't think, I mean, there are some. I would think cucumbers, because if they have too much water in them, and then you boil them and then freeze them, I'm not sure if they would be as good. So that's a good question, though. I'll have to I'll have to look into that. But I've never seen frozen tomatoes or frozen cucumbers or anything like that. Usually it's just these items on this list that I've seen. You can definitely can those, though. Have you ever canned tomatoes? Oh man, we did that too this past year with our garden. That actually turned out well. We've got about 30 cans of canned tomatoes, and it's really easy. You just gotta put in your acid and a little bit of salt, and then you boil it. And it's easy to find the instructions online too. So that's a good way to keep it, and it's cheaper than buying canned tomatoes at the store generally. Once you get the items, once you get all the canning stuff, and then use it over a couple years, it evens out in cost. Okay, tip number 8. Try some more vegetable soups. There are some great recipes that you can find online. Again, look for your lower sodium options. If a recipe tells you to add so much salt, maybe try adding just half the amount of salt that they recommend, because generally you don't need that much salt, especially in the cooking process. You might not even need any salt in the cooking process. But if you want some salt after you put it in your bowl and you're like, oh, this could use a little bit of salt, then put a little bit on top of it. But generally, you don't really need much salt at all in soups. So if you buy soup from the store, look for your lower sodium options as well. Try smoothies. How many of you guys like smoothies during the summer or whenever? Okay, so smoothies is a great way to get more fruit and even some vegetables into your diet as well. This again, try to hit up those sales for your in-season fruit. So right now, where strawberries is on sale, maybe try to grab some bulk strawberries, go home, chop them up. These you don't have to blanch. These you can just wash, chop up, and freeze in your freezer, and they're fantastic to throw into your smoothies. Juicing, I don't know if I'd ever really recommend juicing to people, just because it does take out a lot of the fiber and some nutrients in it. But I personally like juiced veggies, so it tastes pretty good. It does give you some more vegetables in your diet, but I wouldn't ever tell you to replace eating, your actual whole vegetables and just doing juicing instead. But it could be a fun way if you have a juicer. I wouldn't say go buy a juicer, because you don't need to be able to get vegetables in your diet. But if you have one, make some vegetable juice every once in a while. It's pretty good. Okay, I think this is our last. Did I love this video? I'm not sure. Let me double check. This is our last video. This talks a little bit about the importance of breakfast.
Meal of your day. First, you just spent 8 to 10 hours without eating. Your body needs nourishment. You're dehydrated, your blood sugar is low, and you need some energy. Eating breakfast helps you lose weight or maintain a healthy weight. People who skip breakfast tend to snack or graze more and usually snack on unhealthy, high-calorie foods to get quick energy. People who eat breakfast have lower LDL cholesterol and better insulin response to eating, which may help lower your risk for developing type 2 diabetes. Of course, the quality of your breakfast is most important. Start your day with a balance of carbohydrates and protein, so you'll feel fuller longer. But if you're like most people, breakfast needs to be fast and easy. Maybe start with some whole grain cereal or oatmeal with skim or 1% milk and some fruit. A yogurt parfait is a great way to start your day. Scrambled eggs, whole wheat toast, and fruit is also a great way if you have a little bit more time. Breakfast may not hold you all morning, especially if you have 5 or 6 hours till lunch. So a mid-morning snack may also keep you energized for your day.
Okay, so the point of showing that was including more fruits and vegetables throughout the day can be difficult, but breakfast and snacks are one of those key places that you can easily throw in some extra fruit, some extra vegetables in. For breakfast, you can have your smoothies. You can have a yogurt parfait. You can have a yogurt and an apple. Just different things that you can really easily combine that are quick and easy to add some more fruits to your diet. Okay, so remember that food is to be enjoyed. Food is not nutritious until eaten. So have fun, explore some different options. Go to the store and look at those fruits and vegetables and say, I do not know what that is. I'm going to get it. I'm going to take it home. I'm going to Google a recipe for it, figure out how to cook this and how to eat it, and have some fun with it. Food is to definitely be enjoyed, and it's a great way to explore some more fruits and vegetables by taking the time to include them. Take the time to plan out throughout the week your meals, when you're going to include more fruits and vegetables, so specific times. Take the time to chop them up, do the prep work before the busy week starts and you have hardly any time in the morning, you're running late for work, for school, whatever it is. Just have fun, experiment, and try something new. Like I said, there's tons of recipes out there online that you can easily look up to include some more vegetables into your diet. There's so much out there. So have fun with it, explore a little bit on the internet, and you can use sources. Have you guys heard of the USU Food Extension? Have you guys heard of that? They have some fun, they have some good recipes on there. I'll go there real fast. Let's see. USU Food Extension. It's their Food Sense program. Okay. If you guys were curious about this, have you guys ever been to this website before? Okay, so you just go to food, so you go to extension.usu.edu, or like I just did, you can type in USU Food Extension, and you can find it there. Food and health, and then go to the Food Sense Nutrition Education. Okay, you can click here for the Food Sense at home, click here for some classes, or where was it that I went for the recipes? Let's try this one out. Okay, so quick meals. It'll give you an idea of how to make some quick meals, and you can explore on this website. You'll find the recipes on here, but they've got a lot of great recipes. And during the summer, when they start back up at the farmers market, they've always got a booth there during the farmers market that you can try samples from. They're really great recipes and help you try some new different things out. So that's all I have. Do you guys have anything to add to that? Anything that works for you guys that you've done to include fruits and vegetables into your diet?